Hi, this is Catherine Roseland with Board Game Geek here at SPIEL 2016. I'm sitting here with Hilko Drude from Venere Forlag, and he is here to talk about Mission Impractical. So please tell me about the game.
Okay, in this game you have a secret mission that you're not supposed to talk about. So you have to give the other players hints what you're doing, and they have to understand the hints and guess what you're doing.
Let's figure out what the mission is.
Yeah, exactly. There are 4 missions in every round, and every player holds cards from 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would randomly choose one. You can point to one. This one. Okay. So I will look, and now I know whether I'm supposed to mow the lawn, overcome a hangover, repair a bicycle tire, or destroy the One Ring. In order to achieve that, I have to pick 4 items. One from this column, one from this, one from this, one from this.
And you have to pick from each of the columns.
I have to pick from each of the columns, and I have to go in this order. I will think for a moment, and then I would okay, I think I would start with the fly swatter and the frying pan. Yes, the frying pan and the hairdryer and the floor wax. Now, what do you think I'm doing? You take one card, and suppose we're in a group now. You choose one of your cards and put it down in front of you.
And I say 1, 2, 3, or 4,
exactly.
right?
Right now you can do it openly because there's only you. You think I'm going to overcome a hangover? How am I supposed to do that?
I have no idea.
You will tell me. What would I use a fly swatter for?
There's a noise buzzing around your head, so to avoid the headache, you get a fly swatter out to get rid of it.
Yeah.
You obviously need some food because you have a hangover, so you have to go to the frying pan. Your hair is all wet because you needed a shower after the night out, so you need to dry it. And you have probably spilled some during the night, so you gotta polish the floor.
Okay, that is a very nice theory. This is how you're supposed to do it. You tell how you think I'm doing it. In reality, I'm of course trying to fix my bicycle.
Aha! I want to hear why.
I didn't really have the material, so I used the floor wax as like a filling material.
Yeah, I see that.
First I try to flatten it with the fly swatter. It doesn't really work, so I just smash it with a frying pan.
Yeah, and then you use the hairdryer to heat it up
with a hairdryer. So that's my idea. Now what happens? You don't get a point
because I guessed it correctly.
Yes, but I don't get a point either because I didn't give the right advice. No, at the beginning, actually, you have 1 point. I forgot this. So if you guess right, you get a point. I get a point. Now we still have this one. Okay, maybe first of all, I'd say the problem is not just to pick the right items that are good for my mission, but I also should make sure they're not good for any of the other missions. For instance, as soon as I picked the frying pan, I realized, oh, that's a bit hangover-like. So I should have maybe avoided that. But it's difficult. There's nothing really to use. This chip is the stop chip. That means if, say, I'm starting and I'm taking the fly swatter, I'm taking the frying pan, you can say stop. I know what it is already. Then you make your guess. You put the stop chip on it, and then I continue. And then later, if you're right, you get a bonus point. If you're wrong, you lose a point.
All right.
Yeah, so it's like a wagering thing. There's only one of these, so you have to be the first person to do that. So everyone
is everyone guessing at the same time?
Yes.
Okay. So you're trying to get all of us to guess.
And then everyone in turn tells their story.
And do you get a point for each person who guesses correctly?
That's correct.
All right.
And the game goes until everyone has been sort of the explainer once. Because the explainer gets a few more points than the others usually.
How long does the game typically take to play?
It depends a bit on the number of players, but along the lines of 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay. And how many players does it play?
3 to 5.
All right.
Yeah, with I'd say ideally 4 or 5, but it's quite playable with 3. We usually play 2 rounds to make it fire it up a bit.
So nice, fun, associative party game,
yeah,
right?
It's a party game, storytelling, like limited stories, but for people who are not the biggest storytellers, you have
the information in front of you, to help you
start. It doesn't have to be a very consistent story. You can also mix the order, as I just did. It's not so difficult to come up with something. And if you really don't know what to use this fly swatter for, you could also say, there's a fly in your swatter. Yeah, it's just that. You can also play with the words. Some things have several meanings. In English, this is an English-German version, so...
I thought it was very nice with the two languages on the same card.
So sometimes maybe the English word has several meanings, sometimes the German one has several meanings. It just depends on your group.
Great. Thank you so much. That is Mission Impractical.
Thank you very much.
From Venner Forlag.